Pregnancy can already be such a hard time, so it can be so discouraging when people around me give unsolicited advice. Enjoy your freedom whilst it lasts, because once the baby comes, you'll never have time for yourself again. Everything will just revolve around the baby. But one thing I do think about a lot is how my relationship between my husband and I will change once the baby is here. I saw someone say that it is so easy to love your child, but every day you still need to pick your partner. And that's why, even though it might be hard, we decided to take a baby moon. If we haven't met yet, hi, I'm Coby, and my husband and I are spending some time in Japan for our baby moon. Being an anxious person, planning a trip whilst pregnant felt overwhelming, especially with everything to prepare. But looking back, I tell my past self that it's all worth it. This trip has given us precious one-on-one time together and allow us to enjoy these moments as just the two of us before everything changes. When we were booking in the baby moon, something that was really important to me was picking the right timing. That's why we decided the second trimester was the best time to go. My morning sickness and fatigue from the first trimester had subsided. My body has finally started getting used to being pregnant, and we just knew the third trimester was going to get so busy with birthing classes, appointments, and just prepping for the baby's arrival in general. That's why we knew now was the best time to go. And why Japan, you ask? Well, honestly, Will and I just love Japan, and I think shopping in Japan for baby things would be so fun just because everything there is so cute. So I can't wait to go and get things for the baby, for the nursery, and, myself. Good morning, guys. We arrived last night in Tokyo and it is so hot. We actually landed in around 9 p.m. and it was still 30 degrees. I think I was naive because I was like, oh, it's Japan, like it can't be that bad. But no, it was actually so humid. But hey, we're here now. Before we left, a lot of my friends actually asked me like, are you excited for your trip? And I kept saying, yeah, of course. But I think now that I'm here, I actually realized I wasn't super excited because I was just worried about a lot of things. I think mainly because I have never traveled whilst pregnant before. I was worried about whether or not they were going to let me on the flight, if the flight was going to be okay. I know it's only 8 hours and it's not like super long, but still, I was a bit worried about it. But now that I've done it, I can tell you it's okay. Flying whilst pregnant is not that scary. There are a couple of things that you do need to do. I really recommend checking your airline's pregnancy guidelines. Ours allowed us to travel a month before your due date. I still got a certificate from my doctor to say that I am healthy and well enough to travel, as well as including how far along I am, just in case, And when we were flying, it was actually such a nice experience. We let them know at the counter that we were pregnant and we were able to get priority check-in. On the flight itself, it was quite quiet. So they actually moved us into an empty row so I could have an aisle seat close to the bathroom. Something else we did specifically for this trip was to book a bigger room. We all know that Tokyo hotel rooms are tiny already, but we figured that, I'm pregnant this time. We're probably not going to be walking like the 20,000 steps a day, and we're going to be spending a little bit more time in our room. So it was important for us when we were booking our room to pick something a little bit bigger. We didn't really plan an itinerary for our trip this time, but today is our first full day in Tokyo, so we're going to do some shopping in Shibuya and Harajuku, so let's go. Something I really want to talk about because it gave me so much stress when I was planning for this trip was buying travel insurance. I did not know a lot of companies don't cover childbirth or the cost of a preterm baby care. And although I am a low risk birth, that gave me so much anxiety because what if something happened and we couldn't afford to give our baby the care that we needed? And when I was shopping around for insurance, I noticed different companies offered different policies, and some covered only as early as 20 weeks,
and some up to only 26 weeks. So please, please, please make sure to read the fine print, double check the dates that you're traveling are covered. And if it's too overwhelming, don't be afraid to use tools like ChatGPT to help you understand the policies, or even just call up the companies with your questions, because you would rather do that than be stuck without coverage. I did notice during this trip that I wasn't really that interested in shopping for clothes for myself. I guess in my mind, I'm only pregnant for a little more time, so it just didn't make that much sense to be buying too many clothes. And also, Japan's sizes are already smaller than they are at home, so it did feel a little disheartening to try things on. So this time, it really felt like I was watching Will shop a lot. But that's okay, because I was in charge of picking all the desserts and all the cafes we went to. I was overall pretty conscious about not pushing myself too much, and with the heat, we tried to jump into a cafe every afternoon if we could. A cold drink, a bit of cake, and a little rest. That's exactly the type of afternoon I needed. I know we said we'll take it slower yesterday, and we did. We actually came back to the hotel halfway through the day so that I could take a nap. But we still ended up doing 14,000 steps, and my feet are so sore today. I'm thinking we need to pop into a donkey or a chemist and get some of those reflexology patches that I've seen everyone talk about on TikTok. We are heading to Ginza today. There's a couple of things I'm really excited about. I really want to go to the Shiseido flagship store and get my foundation color matched. I just feel like they're going to do a much better job in Asia, because at home they're never able to color match me and they make me look way too tan. As well as go to the bookstore and that huge stationery shop. We'll probably stop off at the Uniqlo as well. So another day of shopping. But first we're heading to Tokyo Station to pick up our Shinkansen tickets. We're heading to Osaka in a couple of days, and we just didn't want anything to be rushed, so we decided to go get physical tickets. But more importantly, I wanted to go to Traveller's Factory at the station to get a notebook. One of my favorite souvenirs from Japan is collecting eki stamps at different train stations. You can get these at train stations, temples, museums, and it is such a cute and free way to remember your trip by. Especially for this baby moon, I want to be able to remember all the things we did and all the places we went to. And I'm so glad I was able to find a special limited edition version of the notebook. It's funny because I didn't want to pay an extra like $3 for this, but I'm so glad Will convinced me to. That udon was so good. I was actually feeling a little sus about it because the line wasn't too long. And you know how they say, like, if the line in Japan is long, it means that it's good. But it was actually super, super good. The noodles were made by hand, so it had an amazing texture.
I am in Ginza now. Will actually started to feel like kind of fluey. He wasn't feeling that great last night either, so he decided that he's gonna go back to hotel to rest. I'm gonna go to Ginza to hit up all the stores that I wanted to. Went to Shiseido already and now heading to Itoya. Showing my face a lot in this vlog because I literally look like a sweating, dying chicken. But when I got here, the matcha place I wanted to go to, the line is so long. So I guess I might just risk a heat stroke. I'm not waiting in line for like over an hour for ice cream. I was hoping that they would do maybe like a takeaway, but no, nothing of the sort. It's day 3 in Japan. I am so tired. We actually came back to our hotel yesterday thinking, oh yeah, like we'll have dinner and then we'll go out again to go to Donkey and like do the massive Donkey haul. But we just like literally both fell asleep. I think I'm really paying the price because yesterday I didn't really take a break. I mean, I did come back to the hotel for a little bit, but I guess like this is a sign that I need more because my feet hurt so bad. I did buy these reflexology patches for my feet that's supposed to help make me feel less tired, but I don't know if they worked. They're basically menthol patches for your feet, and so they felt really nice, but I still feel like the arches of my feet still feel extremely tired, even though I'm already wearing insoles, which is something that I don't usually do. Initially, our plan was to go to Kichijoji today, which is more like laid back and popular for their cafes. But we figured since our next leg in Tokyo, we're staying in Ikebukuro, so we're going to be a bit further away from this area in Shibuya. We figured today we'll finish going through the sneaker stores in Harajuku, as well as we wanted to finish looking at Omedeto. We absolutely love this area. Initially, we thought it was actually part of Harajuku until yesterday we realized it's a completely different suburb altogether. But I am making it a rule that we need to be stopping at cafes today because I physically cannot. It's only day 3. I can't be feeling like this. Also, this is the new foundation I bought yesterday and I really love it. It is the Shiseido Synchro Skin Radiant Lifting. It is so natural looking. I really love the coverage and I feel like the shade match is completely perfect.
The sad thing is I realized that this is actually being either discontinued or not being sold at Mecca anymore at home. So of course this would happen. I need to like savor this bottle or ask my friends who are coming to Japan next year to buy me another one, because this is the absolute perfect foundation for me. I have a feeling today will be a much bigger shopping day for me. So far, I haven't really bought too much, more window shopping, but I have my eyes on this one particular pair of sambas with embroidered flowers on it. Oh, I know everyone says online that they're not comfy, but they're so beautiful. And we are going to the Pauline store. I have been low-key thinking about buying a bag for a while. Like, I know I don't need a bag. Like, I know that. Like, I know I'm going on mat leave soon. I don't really need a new work bag. But it's one of those things that I've been thinking about for a really long time that I would love to have. So, let's see if I still feel the same when seeing it in person.
Baby, I do. I miss you too many nights. I miss your colorful lights. I think I love you too much. I miss your blueberry eyes.
Tonight we're finally going to eat something I've been craving this entire trip, sushi. I've been dreaming about this moment for days, but it hasn't been an easy decision. Honestly, I went back and forth on it for a while, because you always hear that, right? No raw fish whilst you're pregnant. But some people say it's okay, Japanese people are eating it during their pregnancy, so that kind of made me question everything. But honestly, it was a big internal battle at first. Should I? Shouldn't I? Am I being selfish? But ultimately, I did decide to go for it. One thing I've been really focused on during my pregnancy is managing my anxiety, and I realized that a super strict diet was only making me more stressed. The constant fear of what if I accidentally eat something wrong was super overwhelming. But don't get me wrong, I didn't just ignore the facts or just be reckless. I talked to my doctor about it. I read this amazing book called Expecting Better by Emily Oster, where she breaks down the real stats of pregnancy risks. Before the trip, I actually asked my midwife directly about eating sushi, and she told me it wasn't an issue, more like the type of fish you eat and the quantity, and she even mentioned that leftover rice is a bigger risk than raw seafood. And when it came down to picking a restaurant, I made sure to go somewhere that I have already been before. We made sure to come during the dinner rush. So for me, it's been better for my mental health to make informed, educated decisions about what I wanted to eat, rather than following the strict rules that fueled my anxiety. But of course, this is not medical advice. I encourage you to do your own research, talk to your doctors, and make the best choice for yourself and your baby. We're heading off to Osaka today, and one thing that has made our entire trip so much easier is using the luggage transfer services. We didn't have to lug around all our stuff, which is especially a huge deal with me being pregnant. And if you didn't know, there are a lot of stairs in Japan train stations. The service is super easy. You book it at your hotel and you ask them to send your bags to wherever you need it. For us, we are actually sending our bags to our next Tokyo hotel. We're heading to Osaka now for a couple of days, so we packed a light bag and everything else will be sent to our next Tokyo hotel. This is a total game changer, and I highly recommend this to anyone planning a baby moon in Japan, or even if you're just going to Japan in general, because you do not want to be lugging your suitcases around with you all day. So that wraps up our first part of our baby moon. I hope these tips really help ease some of the stress of planning your own. The adventure continues in part 2, where we're exploring Osaka and Tokyo again, whilst sharing some more baby moon tips, so I'll see you in the next one.